This is Gerardo Del Real with Resource Stock Digest. Joining me today is the CEO of Cross River Ventures, Mr. Alex Klenman. Alex, how are you today?
I'm good, Gerardo. It's always good to be with you.
It's great to have you back. You just closed an oversubscribed financing. You just announced that you are getting set to drill the McVicker Gold Project in early
Mhm,
2022. It will be a
mhm,
5,000 meter diamond drilling program. It's 100% owned, McVicker is. And I
mhm.
know that you and the technical team have done a lot of work behind the scenes preparing the targets that you're going to test because there's plenty of targets on the property to test. I will let you provide the context on the drilling program and what you're hoping.
Mhm. Yeah, no, great setup. Obviously, the tech team has been working diligently and what's the old saying? Fortune favors the diligent, right? So people are
Mm.
wondering why we're putting out news on December 22nd, because the diligent among us will catch it and read it. And I'm glad you're bringing some eyeballs to it. So, yeah, they've done a ton of work over the last 12 months. And here we are where we are with our market cap. And the argument today is, I think, much, much stronger. We're cheaper. We're closer to drilling, and we've got great data that the team has put together over the last 12 months. So it's a good time to get people involved, to introduce the story if they don't know about it, or to reiterate what we're doing. And it's just right around the corner. I mean, Q1 is weeks away, and we're going to be drilling.
Walk me through the targets. You're looking
Hmm.
for these high grade gold targets, right?
Hmm.
That
Hmm.
that you've been able to identify through that diligent field work, and you have
Hmm.
multiple targets that it looks like you're going to test here in this initial
Hmm.
program. Can you speak to that a bit?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we knew early on that there were plenty of targets, but obviously getting the data compiled and reviewed has opened up different views on what's happening. I guess the main thing, the most exciting thing, is the discovery of this bearhead trend, which is below the Cella vein. The Cella vein has always been sort of a ground zero because of the numbers BHP generated there. There's 500 gram, 800 gram samples that were picked up in this ground and near the vein, and then there's been they did, I guess BHP did a chip sample program, a trenching program, and the average grade of the 34 samples taken at the vein was 28 grams. So we always knew that the Cello vein was a priority target, but beneath it, about 500 meters, 600 meters south of and parallel to the vein, is this bearhead trend, and it appears to be about 700 meters in length, and is open in all directions. So we're going to drill test it. There's been some interesting sampling and other information done and accumulated across this strike length at Bearhead. So we're eager to drill it. These will be the first real holes popped down there. There was some minor drilling done many moons ago, but certainly the great thing about McVicker is there's just the right amount of historic work that you wets the lips, but at the same time, if there hasn't been enough of it where you question where a deposit might be. Deposits could be hidden all over this project, which is why we're excited about it.
The second target is the altered zone, and on this zone
Mm-hmm.
here, we've actually had intercepts, historic ones of
Right.
10.09 meters of 6.46 grams per ton gold,
Mm-hmm.
including
Yeah.
33 grams per ton gold over 1.86 meters. Talk to me
Mm-hmm.
about that target there.
Yeah, this is one area again, which is funny because we've got half a dozen really good solid target zones. So when we say when we're talking about a target, we're not talking about one specific drill pad. We're talking about an area, and sometimes these areas are larger, sometimes they're smaller, but we're talking about a zone which would have multiple drill points contained within it, and we really like this area. Obviously, it has had a little bit of drilling success, but we think there's a structure, the AZ structure, that is basically our inferred target. It's had high grade intercepts. We see it as being a viable target. Again, one of many. So the great thing about McVicker is there's multiple takeoff points. Whether it's this Bearhead zone or it's the AZ structure, the altered zone, all these other areas that look so promising. I mean, it's going to be exciting in 2022 because we're going to try to get to drilling most, if not all of them.
Exciting times. For those that are new to the story or participated in the recent financing, can you speak to Dr. Rob Carpenter's experience and the technical team's experience? Because that's really what's attracted me to this story, and why I reached out to subscribers and felt it was a compelling speculation for a significant gold discovery in 2022. Can you speak to his background a bit?
Yeah, absolutely. One thing that was apparent in the my early days with this company, I got involved just after the IPO and was introduced to Rob Carpenter because we acquired a private company called Northern Dominion Metals, of which he was one of the shareholders, and the projects that were in Northern Dominion Metals, which are all ours now, were handpicked by Rob and his team. And the team, I mean, we've got 2 PhDs and 2 masters. Academically speaking, that's a lot of muscle. But more importantly, everybody in the team has had major success on the discovery and development side. And obviously, everyone knows Carpenter's involvement with Kamenek. He was the CEO from inception to buyout by Goldcorp. They developed the coffee deposit in the Yukon. They were bought out for $500 million. So that's obviously one incident of success among many with the tech team. But that's where really, as you mentioned, ground zero is having a technical team behind the exploration side of it. And so it's not the corporate guys, it's not the marketing finance guys trying to determine drill targets and pushing the project forward. It's coming from the best possible place, which is a fully invested technical team that are excited about the targets and excited to develop them, and patient and methodical too. I mean, look at 2021. We've stuck to our guns. It's been 12 months. It hasn't been a great market, but we haven't been, caught trying to do things we shouldn't be doing. We've been following the methodical approach, which is data compilation and then groundwork, reconnaissance, sampling, geophysics, all of that going into the generation of drill targets. And here we are, basically a year later, just right around the corner from drilling. So can't say enough about the quality of the tech team and what they bring to the deal.
Alex, where's the market cap today?
Oh, God. 35 million out at 12 cents Canadian. So do the math.
There you go. A lot of runway between the hundreds of millions of dollars that Kamenek was taken out at and, $4.5 million here for Cross River Ventures. That's what we're in it for, a discovery. I am looking forward to drilling in 2022. Have a great Christmas. Have a great holiday. Have a great New Year's. Thank you for your time. Anything to add to that today?
Yeah, no, obviously happy holidays to you and your listeners, but the other side of it is patience. I was an early shareholder in a very big company, and I got bored early and I sold, and I could have seen, ridiculous gains had I remained patient. And so my only advice to people is let the process play out, let the technical team do its thing, let us explore and develop not only McVicker, but the other projects in our portfolio. And I think it's going to end quite nicely.
Well said. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a good one. Bye-bye.